And we're live. Hey everybody, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get in here before we start the actual show. So while we wait, I'm going to riff a little bit and talk to you guys and say hello to folks as they wander on in. Give everyone a chance. I think there is a little bit of a delay on the notifications as far as when people are notified from the notification bell as well. Today is March 16th, 2021. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone, a day early. Tomorrow is officially St. Patrick's Day. I think a lot of you guys celebrated last weekend or will be celebrating this coming weekend. So those of you that are celebrating, please do so safely. Don't drink and drive. I don't think anyone's really celebrating normally anyway. It's another weird year just like last year, but if you are going to go out celebrating, please do so safely. We have plenty of Uber drivers and Lyfts and all of those cool things that we can utilize. Cha-ching. That was an offer. I'm going to counter it real quick. Deb is here already. She says just about that time. She must have been in a little bit early. I'm going to counter. Hey, Amy, welcome in. So, happy St. Patrick's Day. It's almost spring, and we turned our clocks forward over the weekend, so I'm thrown off a little bit. I feel weird this week. My son turned 17 on the 17th. Wow. And it's also Pete's granddaughter's birthday. So we got a couple of birthdays happening tomorrow. And sorry guys. Can you guys all hear me and see me okay? I look blurry to myself, but it could just be on my end. Anyways, while we wait for some more folks to filter on in, I got some housekeeping I want to take care of. So we're going to get through that. I got a little list here of housekeeping items. The first was the clocks. So the clocks did turn forward on Saturday. I know most of us by now, it's Tuesday night, have already, most of our stuff these days does it on their own. Our phones and our computers and such. And most of us have already taken care of our microwaves and such. We have a wall clock that we haven't moved yet. I have a nice old-fashioned Coca-Cola clock in the kitchen that's still an hour behind, and my car clock is going to probably sit that way for 6 months. My car clock is correct half of the year, right? But I did fix my microwave clock. I think yesterday I got tired of it being incorrect and fixed it. So remember to fix the clocks that don't fix themselves, unless you're like me and you don't mind it being wrong half of the year. Yeah, that notification bell is always like running late. We are halfway through March, guys, so don't forget to use your coupons for your free stuff. If you have a store subscription on eBay, if you haven't used it yet, the end of the first quarter is the last day of March, and that means your coupons will expire. If you have a store subscription, you get a coupon code to use at the eBay store for eBay branded supplies. You can only use it in their store, and you can only use it on their eBay branded supplies. Some people don't like them and think they are poop. I don't care. They're free. So even if you don't like their tape or whatever, get some poly bags, get some boxes. It's free stuff. It's free. Use it. Even if you don't like it, it's free. Find something you like. Find some bags. I use the tissue paper and the tape. Sometimes we get boxes or bags. Sometimes we get the padded air mailers for our remotes that we ship out. It's free. It's stuff you don't have to pay for. It's given to you as part of the store subscription that you do pay for. And you guys know I'm always telling you to use all of the tools and everything that you get with your store subscription that you're paying for. Utilize it all. Get your free stuff. It doesn't roll over. If you have a $25 coupon and you don't use it in the first quarter, it's not like you have 2 to use in the second quarter. It doesn't roll over. They take it away. Use it before it expires. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can use, Jacob. That if you look around the store, there's a lot of stuff. And we always end up spending like $2 or $3 because we go over a little bit. Whatever you don't use goes away. So I will tend to try to use all of our coupon and end up spending a couple bucks. Hey, Sabrina, welcome in. Gnome and the Frog are here, guys. Say hi to them. They're watching as they are photographing jeans and sneakers. All right, I wanted to talk about List Perfectly a little bit because I've seen the topic come up in the group a couple of times recently. List Perfectly, I am an affiliate partner with them. I am required by law to tell you that before I promote them. So I am an affiliate partner with List Perfectly. They are an amazing tool to use if you want to cross post. They are not an app or anything like that. They are a tool that you add to Google Chrome and you use them to cross post to other platforms. I have videos on how to use them on the channel if you want to search those at another time. I have one video that's under 7 minutes that shows you like a real quick way to use them, and I have other videos that are more extensive that do screen shares. But basically the best part about them is they have the ability to bulk cross post. So you can select like 20 items on eBay, and then you can select 10 platforms and have all those tabs pop up at once, and it fills in a lot of information for you, and then you can just cross post very, very quickly. I just put in the chat over there 30% off your first month with the code flippinhippos at that link. It didn't really post that well though, did it? Star doesn't know how to copy paste. There we go. So if you use the code it's still screwed up, but you get the gist. So if you use the code flippinhippos at that link, you will get 30% off of your first month. And if you don't like it at the end of the month, you can cancel it and you don't have to ever use it again if you didn't like it. But you can try it at a discount. We do get a small kickback because we are an affiliate. Deb is saying, hey, hi to folks. Jamie's here, guys. Say hi to Jamie. Got a blue wrench as well. Okay, so the guides. I've been getting a lot of messages in my emails asking me about our plush guide. So we did English. Let me try that again. We did update our plush guide that we put out last year. It is updated for 2021, meaning there's more FAQs, there's more myths, there's more information in the actual booklet part, but there's also more brands and more information in the spreadsheet. The plush guide is a booklet. It has FAQs, it has myths, it's a little booklet you can read, but it also comes with a spreadsheet that has a ton of plush broken down into bread and butters, BOLOs and NOLOs, and it has their sell-through rates, their target buy price, their average sell price. They're color-coded on how fast they sell on the spreadsheet that comes in addition to your booklet. The whole thing is $24.99, and it's updated, and it has lots more information than 2020. There's a link in the box below. Let me just copy-paste it here for you guys. So the whole thing is $24.99, and it is updated. So there you go. Oop, there you go. I'm learning how to copy paste tonight. No, I'm actually pretty computer savvy usually. So there is that guide. We also offer a clothing guide that has been updated for 2021. We put out our first one in 2019. Every year we update it. We add more and more and more brands and types of clothing to it every year. It has been updated again for 2021. and it is $24.99 as well if you want that. I'm going to put the link to it over there. You can get them together and get a discount. So what I'm going to do here, if you want to get them two together, you get a discount, or if you want to read more about them, if you want to read more in depth what each guide has, go to flippinhipposhelp.com. That is our website. And if you go to our website, there is a tab or a page all about our guides. And it goes into a lot more depth of what each guide has, what it entails, what you can glean from it, what you can learn from it. And then if you want to buy them together and get a huge discount, you can do that from that website. That website also has way more information than just the guides. It has a shortcut to our Amazon storefront where you can get all of the products that I'm always promoting in the group and on the YouTube site, which we're on right now. I don't know why I said that so weird. It has that. It has linked to the Facebook group if you're not a member. It just has a lot of really good information on there. If you ever want to get rid of your stuff and sell it wholesale, we can help you with that. So just remember flippinhippos.com. It has everything I've ever talked about, Facebook group, the wholesale, our guides. I offer store reviews, closet reviews. It has some information about us, links to all of our social media. Like if you ever want to find me anywhere, even just my email or anything, the YouTube channel, you forget how to find us anywhere or any information I've ever given out and you want to find it, all you got to remember is flippinhippos.com. It's all on that website. And then I wanted to talk about a couple of guides that aren't out there yet because I keep getting emails and questions about this. In fact, I just woke up this morning to about 5 emails and 3 messages. Star, when are you putting out your jeans guide? Star, you said you were going to put out a customer service guide with templates that we can just copy paste to write to our customers. Because I do, let me toot my own horn, toot toot. I do really good customer service. I am working on them, and I have been for a while, and we are just so overwhelmed right now. If you're doing the listing challenge with me and you're watching the weekly updated videos on the listing challenge, you're probably well aware that for like the past 3 weeks in a row, I haven't even been able to hit my listing challenge goals for myself. We are just really super overwhelmed over here. Lots going on. So I am currently working on a jeans guide, and I am currently working on a customer service guide. Keith is helping me on the back end, at least with the spreadsheet parts. The jeans guide is going to come with a booklet. It's going to have FAQs. It's going to have myths. It's going to have how to take measurements. It's going to have a section on if it measures this, the rise is low, mid, or high. If it measures this, it's boot cut, it's flare, it's skinny. It's going to have all of this really great information in it, which is why it's taking so long. But it's going to have all of the information in it that you guys asked for. How to measure and tell what kind of cut it is or what kind of rise it is. How to tell what kind of wash it is. There's going to be like a whole section on it about Levi's, because you guys always ask me about Levi's and their numbers and how to tell this and how to tell that. But there's going to be a whole booklet, and then FAQs and myths and everything. And then there's going to be the spreadsheet. We're working on it. Keith's helping me. And then the customer service is probably just going to be a booklet, because there's really not a need for a spreadsheet. It's just how to give good customer service and how to write good customer service letters. We're looking at May. May is the goal. At the latest, June. Both of those should be out. Hold me to it, guys. We're looking at May or June. Let me see what Amy did. So, Amy, it probably is your laptop or your internet. So, I really don't know what to suggest other than maybe getting a better laptop or better internet. That's all I can really suggest. I personally work on the top of the line gaming laptop that I purchased. I purchased a gaming laptop for myself that I could play World of Warcraft on. That is compatible with like the latest World of Warcraft. So it's a top of the line laptop, and we have really good internet. And I can do like 20 to 30 tabs for Macari and Poshmark all at once. So it's probably your laptop, to be frank. Hi, my name is Frank. So my name is Frank today. Okay, so the next piece of upkeep for housekeeping is make sure you guys have read the eBay seller update. Most of you probably have, but if you haven't, read it. Especially the user agreement that they updated. You guys should always be up to date on that. I don't know how many people, even now, 2018 eBay managed payments was up mentioned and rolled out, and it's 2021 and most of us are on them, and people are still, what is eBay managed payments? How come they're doing this? What is going on? It's 3 years later. Read your updates. Read your user agreements. And if you're going to agree to a terms of service, please read them before you agree to them so that you're not crying when they ask you for your bank account or your social security number or switch your payments. I cannot feel sorry for people who agree to a terms of service or user agreements and 3 years later are crying that something happened that I just can't. Stay up to date. Read your stuff. Thanks, Frank. Let me be Frank today. Taking pictures of 70 plush. Man, that is awesome. That is my kind of day. Whoop, whoop. I know what this is. I'm like, what is this note for myself? So in the eBay seller update, they said that they were going to roll out even more. Aren't we so excited? Y'all be excited with me. Sarcasm. They're going to roll out even more required item specifics. And they're all going to be required by May. They're going to show up on your seller hub on the front, just like the ones that were required and due in February. So make sure that you are hitting those a couple at a time, maybe 5 or 10 at a time, a couple a day. They'll be due in May. Hey, that rhymed. A couple a day. They're due in May. Hey. Make sure you know the difference between required and recommended. Here's how I remember. Required, you have to do them or you will be throttled in searches. Recommended means I don't have to do them and eBay can kiss my honey. All right. If you're not doing the listing challenge with us, you should be. It's so much fun. The listing challenge has definitely made me look at things a little bit differently. Has kept me motivated, has kept me challenged for sure. I think it's kept a lot of us very, very excited, very motivated throughout the week, every week. And every weekend I'm taking a look at how I'm doing things, what happened the past week, why it happened, what's going on. And I've reevaluated my schedule and my routines and how I'm doing things and my goals. And I personally just love the listing challenge. And I really feel like 100% of everybody that's doing it with me feels the same exact way. It has caused all of us to look at everything very differently and just reevaluate whether we're chewing off more than we should be or setting the bar too low. So that means you got to be in the Facebook group. It does. Here comes the train because, they never come by until I'm doing a video. Okay, that is all of the housekeeping done. Just keep us on our toes. Hey, Swimmerization, welcome in. Hi, Denise. Oh, Cherry Picker's here. Hey. Yeah, well, when that happens, right on the honey. Star sassy tonight. Okay, so we're going to talk about the actual title of the show now. So while I get into that, because that was a lot of housekeeping, everything's clean now. If you guys brought some questions with you, because I did mention where I promoted the video today, you could bring your questions with you because I'm going to open up the floor for Ask Me Anything. Throw them over there in the chat. I'll get to them as we go along. But I do want to talk about tax returns and the stimulus checks. I almost called them the stimmies because that seems to be the slang verbiage. The stimmies. So, okay, pre-COVID, I just want to mention this. Pre-COVID, pre-stimulus checks, this time of year was always typically a very good time of year for used clothing resellers and even for plush sellers. So we're looking at like pre-2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, and prior to that, because this is tax return season. So when tax returns would start coming in, that is when folks start shopping and start spending money on themselves. Q4, obviously people are shopping, obviously people are spending money, but most of the time that's the time of year when they're looking for new tags, new in package, toys, things like that, things they're gifting to other people. This time of year, when they're getting that tax return money, is the time of year they guilt-free tend to spend money on themselves. They get their tax returns, and this is the time they don't have to worry about their kids or spending money on anyone else. This is when they can spend it on themselves. But they will still buy used clothing because it makes more sense fiscally for themselves, and they still tend to be thrifty. So someone, say, who really likes Miss Me jeans doesn't want to spend $150, $200 new on Miss Me jeans at a brick and mortar, will come online to Poshmark and eBay to get used Miss Me jeans for $40, $35, $50, hopefully the higher end. And she can get 2 pairs or 3 pairs of used Miss Me jeans and feel absolutely zero guilt because she's using her tax return, and that's her money to spend on herself, or his money to come on and get himself a couple of used Robert Grahams at $40, $50 a pop. So this is the time of year where folks are online shopping. They're buying the higher end luxury brands because it's still cheaper than buying it new. They have no guilt about it. This is when people spend their money on themselves and they're splurging. Did you guys ever watch Parks and Rec? Treat yourself, right? This is that time of year. So even prior to COVID, this was a good time of year to be a used clothing reseller. And even Plush, because those of us that are parents that have young ones, this is the time we want to splurge on them a little bit too. So we want to buy toys, we want to buy plush, we want to buy kids' clothes, we want to buy all that stuff too. So this was always our Q4. Tax return season is our Q4. And last year was kind of up in the air. Is it still going to be our Q4? What is going to happen? Last year was really iffy. We didn't know what was going to happen. It was really sorry, a dog barked outside. I was like, what? What? He's agreeing with me. He wants dog treats. He wants his owner to come on eBay and buy him a dog bed and some treats. So last year was unprecedented. We had our very first since 1918, 1920. We had our very first pandemic, and they didn't have the internet back then, and they sure as heck didn't have online shopping. We had the shutdown. We just didn't know what was going on. And we kind of were like, well, what's going to happen? A lot of folks were sent home. A lot of folks were laid off. A lot of works were sent home to work remotely. No one knew what was going to happen. And I looked it up before I came on here, so I could very, very surely tell you guys this and not be talking out my butt. But it is true. The very first stimulus was last year at the end of March. What I saw on Google, agreed with what my brain remembered. The first stimulus was approved on March 27th, and it was for $1,200. It was capped, and then it was $500 per kit. So last fourth quarter for us resellers, our big time to make money during tax return season was also when the first stimulus was approved, the first round. If you Google this, there's round 1, round 2, and round 3 of stimulus for this whole thing. Was $1,200 and then $500. And I remember last March, April, and May being really good on eBay last year. So last year was more scary, more up in the air, more people were worried, more people were unemployed, on unemployment, working remotely from home. We didn't know if there was going to be a vaccine. We didn't know what was going to happen. I think more people were scared. More people were unfortunately at that time passing away from this. And we still had a really, really, really good March, April, and May for resellers. Coming into it this year, we have tax return season. We have another stimulus. This one's for $1,400, so it's $200 more than last year's was. I think that's going to help a little bit, and I think people are more confident a year later. We have several different vaccines out there by several different companies. The death toll is way down. The positive cases are way down. A lot more. That's English. A lot more folks are back to work. A lot more people are feeling less scared and less unsure. So if last year at this time, people were spending their tax returns and their stimulus check just like they would in normal times and giving us that good fourth quarter during the end of the first into the second, like it would be a normal year for resellers in a time when people were scared. And I think that's probably part of what it was. People were at home. People had nothing to do at home. They were baking bread and exercising. It was crazy, man. Last year was so weird. But people were home and they were bored. And other than baking bread and becoming alcoholics and whatever else we were all doing, we were shopping. That's what you do. But people were really scared. I really think people were scared last year about the economy and what was going to happen with their jobs and what was going to happen with the virus. We had the whole political thing in an uproar that we're not going to talk about on this channel, but that was there too. I think coming into this year, people are way more confident about where we're headed as a country as far as the virus and as far as jobs. I just think we're in a better place this year, and we're not as stuck at home as we were, so people weren't as stuck at home to shop, but people are feeling better about the way things are, if that makes sense. So this is more of a typical year as we come into that. So thank you so much for the super chat, Amy. I appreciate that very, very much. $4.99. Donna made it to the show, guys. Say hi to her. She's got the blue wrench, one of my moderators there. Meg sold her first plush on eBay today for $60. Good job. I sold a ton of craft puzzle and gem items last year. Yeah. Last year was definitely different, but I really felt like the normal increase in sales at this time of year was normal, if not better. I think people were spending a lot of money last year. I feel like sometimes, and I do it too, I'm guilty of it too, sometimes retail therapy is really a thing. Like spending money, going shopping, sometimes can just be therapy, like makes you feel better. So, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about tonight. So if you guys did bring your AMAs, your questions or anything, go ahead and throw them up in the chat. I'll answer before I leave. I've only been around for about a half an hour tonight. So if you did bring questions, I want to make sure I get to them before I let you guys go. I really wanted to talk about the fact that people have the money and they're going to spend it. And if you're new to reselling or new to eBay, what to expect this time of year. This is a really good time of year to be a reseller in typical times. People have less money, but people have more money. Because people have their returns, but they have the stemmies, and people don't normally have the stemmy. I'm calling it the stemmies. I'm like talking so slang tonight, you guys. I'm like so with the times, the stemmies. Like, oh my God. Anyway, here's the thing too. I've said this before on the channel, and sorry, not sorry. Most people, generally speaking, they aren't responsible with their money. They're just not. They're just not responsible. Listen, most of you out there need to find Dave Ramsey, but people just aren't responsible with their money. We started noticing an increase in our sales before the stimulus package and the COVID bill was even through Congress. It was like people heard, oh, hey, this may pass. You may get some extra money, and they started spending it. Then when it passed, it was like, oh, we getting some money. And people will spend the money before they even have it. They hear it's coming, and they're like, well, I'll just spend my rent money on eBay because I'm getting some extra money. That is how most people treat money. And I'm sorry, not sorry. If I've offended you in any way, please examine why you feel offended. It's probably because it's true. And then go Google Dave Ramsey and find a way to be more responsible with your money. A vintage 90s, yeah, Dalmatians plush. Woohoo! Those are good plush. Oh, I took so much advantage of the free time. I really didn't allow myself to get in a funk. I freaked out for a little bit when I thought we weren't going to be able to source, but then we discovered the wild, wild west of wholesale, and the rest is history. I don't think I ever want to step foot in a thrift store again, unless it's just because I miss them and it's for fun and the thrill of the hunt, and like 2 or 5 or 10 years from now. Like when all this is over with and done with, and like a thing of like, do you remember Rona? And it's so far a thing of the past. Yeah, so any plush. Any plot. Hold on, Deb. Okay. I had to reboot my brain. So anytime the Build-A-Bear plush is iffy. So if they're releasing a special release, you're going to be paying full price for it, and then you making your money back is going to be a little bit harder. You can do it though. I've seen folks do it. I saw people buying the Baby Yodas, and then reselling them and making a profit. It's iffy though. It's a little bit harder. But what I mean when I say to buy, the movies are coming out. So let's say Star Wars is releasing a new movie and Yoda's in it. And you go to the Goodwill and you see and you see Yoda's for 50 cents and $1. Buy them. Or you hear Toy Story is coming out with a new Toy Story, and you find Toy Story characters at the Goodwill for 50 cents or $1. Buy them, because you're going to be able to flip them for a lot more money. But that's because you're buying them used at low cost of goods, and that movie's coming out. They're going to become more popular, and you're going to be able to flip them. The Build-A-Bears, when they release a new line, you're going to be paying full price. But if you hear that a new Toy Story is coming out and you find an older Build-A-Bear, that's a Toy Story character for a couple of bucks at the Goodwill, then you want to buy it. Does that make sense? Well, thank you for everything you did. Oh, good. That's good. I just see like a lot of, you said special release. See, I can't read tonight. Yeah, if you find them at Goodwill or for a good price, yes. But like when Build-A-Bear released all the Baby Yodas when the Mandalorian was really big and Baby Yoda was at his most popular. I did know people, reseller friends, that went out and bought them up, and I'm like, you're nuts, because they were paying full price for them, but they turned around and made a profit because people were willing to pay double of what they cost when they first came out. It's a risk. That's a gamble. I personally wouldn't, but if I know a movie's coming out, I'll buy any plush that I find of that movie if I'm finding them at thrift prices, if that makes sense. And side note, I saw they're releasing new Doctor Who Build-A-Bears. So somebody tell Keith my birthday's in May, like he doesn't know. Yes. I love Build-A-Bears. Let's read this from the Quicker Flipper. Okay, first of all, I love your name. The Quicker Flipper Picker Upper. Plush never crossed my mind until your channel showed up last year in my feed. I made $40 from a $2 plush as a result. Aw, thank you so much. I love it. So guys, I'm going to let you go a little bit early tonight. I got some listing to do. I'm behind on my own listing. I almost said cross posting, but both actually. I'm behind on my listing goals for today already, but I did pre-record several videos to get ahead of that game this week. So I'm going to let you guys go a little bit early because I got to get some work done. But I will tell you that I did, oh my goodness, I have so much inventory to get through, and we're moving to Florida later this year. But I bought 98. I bought more plush from Greg, and there's folk modest in it. There's a lot of really great plush in there. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the super chat. $5 from Deb Laditas. Thank you, Star. You rocked all. Thank you so much for the super chat. Anyway, I did buy almost 100 more plush from Greg. And there's some really good ones in there. It arrived Thursday or Friday. My days run into each other. And it's down there. So I'm going to open it Thursday live right around 4:30, 5, whenever we get back from getting, we have to get our groceries that day. So I'll be opening that live this week. So I'll have some more plush friends to play around with you guys. So I'll see you then. Go be productive. Go make some money. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. And thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you for spending 40 minutes with me tonight and watching me be a huge dork. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely the best. I love you guys. Bye.